Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So in today's video, I'll be talking about Amazon EC2 and its features along with a hands-on demo on launching EC2 instances. So if you are new to cloud computing or just looking for a more flexible or scalable way to manage your applications, then EC2 might be just what you need. So let's dive in and explore what EC2 has to offer. Now let's move on to the next slide, which is Amazon EC2. I'll tell the details about Amazon EC2. So EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, and it's scalable computing service that allows you to easily deploy and manage virtual servers in the cloud. It's a popular choice for hosting websites, running applications, and even processing large amounts of data. Amazon EC2 virtual computing environments are known as instances. EC2 instances are virtual machines that can be launched with different configurations of CPU, memory, storage, and networking capacity to meet the requirements of your application. Also, EC2 instances can be launched from pre configured templates, and these templates are known as AMIs or Amazon Machine Images. And these templates they already contain the information about the server, the operating system, and the additional softwares that you want to use while you're launching your instances. Then, also, these AMIs are like template that are being used as a pre configured template for launching your EC2 instances. That is something an AMI is. Now let's move to the next slide. Now let's look into the features of Amazon EC2. So various configurations like CPU, memory, storage, and networking capacity are available for your instances, and these are known as instance types. So instance types in AWS EC2 basically refer to the various configurations, and also they are available different types of instance that you can select from when you are launching your EC2 instance. So there are wide variety of instance types that are available, and each is optimized for different types of workloads and what all your requirements are. So let's suppose there are general instance types, general purpose instance types, which basically includes t3.micro, t3.large, m5.large. So these are examples of general purpose instances, and these instance types are suitable for a wide range of workloads such as web servers, small databases, and development environment. Then there are also compute optimized instance types. These instance types are optimized for compute intensive workloads such as high performance computing, batch processing, and scientific modeling. And some of the examples for these compute optimized instance types could be C5.large, C5.2x large. So we'll be looking into instance types while we'll be launching our EC2 instance in the demo. So, by selecting the appropriate instance type for your workload, you can ensure that you have the necessary resources to run your applications efficiently and effectively on EC2 instance. Then, EC2 provides storage volumes for temporary data that's deleted when you stop, hibernate, or terminate your instance. And these storage volumes are known as instance store volumes. So, instance store volumes are basically temporary storage volumes that are physically attached to the host computer of an EC2 instance, and they provide low latency, high performance storage that can be used for temporary data that doesn't need to be persisted, such as caches and scratch data. So this was about instance store that is being attached to your EC2 instance. Then there is a persistent storage volume, which is your Amazon Elastic Block Store. And this EBS, it provides persistent block storage volumes for use with EC2 instances. So basically it means that EBS volumes are also like hard drives that can be attached to EC2 instances to provide additional storage capacity, and these EBS volumes can be present on different physical locations, on multiple physical locations, and these physical locations are known as regions and availability zones for increasing the availability. Now, if we talk about the security of EC2 instance, then in order to make secure EC2 instance secure or connecting to the EC2 instance secure, there is something known as key pair management that is being done over here. So when we will be creating a new EC2 instance, then we will be given an option to create an EC2 key pair, to create a key pair. So if we choose to generate a key pair, AWS will create a public and private key for us, and you can then download the private key and use it to securely log in into your instance via SSH. So this method is basically by using key pairs. This method is considered more secure than traditional passwords because the private key is never transmitted over the network. Instead, only the public key is used to authenticate the connection request, ensuring that the person attempting to access the instance is authorized to do so. So overall, using key pairs is a secure and easy way to connect to your EC2 instance on AWS. Then there is something known as security groups, which is a firewall that enables you to specify the protocol, ports, and source IP ranges that can reach your instances. They act as a firewall basically for your instances. Security groups, they will act as a firewall, allowing us to control the traffic that is allowed to reach to your EC2 instance. Now let's go ahead and launch an EC2 instance on AWS. So first of all, logging into your AWS management console, and then you have to go to EC2 dashboard. So you can search the name of the service over here. So let's say we search EC2 in this particular text box on the console window. Then it will redirect us to the EC2 page and EC2 dashboard. We can go to instances. We can click on this box which says launch instances, and once we click on this button for launch instances, we land on this page where it says launch an instance, and we have to select the we have to add the name and tags. So first of all, you have to give the name of your instance. Let's say we'll say test web server as the name of our instance. We don't want to add any additional tags. Then, as I explained about AMIs, which are the templates that are being used for creating your instances, so over here it is asking to select the AMIs. So we will select the AMI which is present in the free tier eligible. So these are the options from which you can select. It says browse more AMIs, so if you want to select an AMI from a marketplace in the community, you can do that as well. So we will go with AWS Linux, the one EMI that is already selected in the free tier. We are going to use that only. Other eligible free tier will be like Linux 2 AMI, and then it could be Linux 2 with .NET 6 PowerShell. So you can select all these options also for your free tier eligible AMIs. So since we are using free tier eligible AMIs, I'll select the default option, which is Amazon Linux 2023 AMI. Next, we don't have to make any changes in this particular architecture. Then we also talked about instance types. So there are different instance types that is being provided, which tell about the what is the actual machine that will be used, what is the memory of that particular machine. So there are certain free tier eligible instance types which you can select from the drop down, and you can see that it is being mentioned in the front of the name of the instance type, that it falls in free tier or not. So we will select this T2 micro only, which was present by default. Then we also discussed for the security purposes and for connecting securely to your EC2 instance via SSH, you can have key pair. So it says it gives an option to create a new key pair. You can click on that option. Then it says you have to enter the key pair name. So let's say we enter the key pair name as demo EC2, and we don't make any changes to key pair type, uh, which says RSA, and the other option is there. Then let's keep the private key format as .pem, and we will click on create key pair. So this will actually download the key for us, and it will create a key pair. So you will use this key, keep it handy whenever you are connecting to your EC2 instance via SSH, and don't share this key with anyone. Next, it says network settings. So in network settings, we'll talk about another security feature of Amazon EC2, which is security groups, which are talked about it earlier. So it is basically an EC2 firewall. So you define certain rules like what kind of traffic can visit your EC2 instance, and what kind of traffic can leave from your instance. So that can be defined by a security group. So you can either select an existing security group, or you can create a new security group. So if you create a new security group, you can select this particular option, and if you want to select an existing security group, you can select this option, and then in the drop down existing security groups will appear. So there is this default security group which you can select as well. Now in configuration storage, we are not going to make any changes. Advanced details also, we are not going to make any changes as of now. We are going to keep it as it is. Then there is this field user data. So whatever instructions or commands you will give in this particular field, those will be executed once your instance is being launched. Now let's click on launch instance. As of now, we'll not enter anything in the user data, and we'll click on launch instance to launch our new EC2 instance with the following configuration. So this is the summary of the EC2 instance over here on the right hand side in this panel, summary panel. Also, you can increase or decrease the number of instances that you want with this particular configuration which you selected earlier. Let's say we want to raise one instance only as of now. We'll click on launch instance button. So this has started initializing our instance, and it says that the successfully initiated launch of instance. So this is the launch log as well. Now let's go to instances, and it still says that the instance state is pending. So from this particular uh, point, you can actually refresh your page, and you can see that whether your instance is launched or not. So this is the refresh button. You can keep clicking on it and wait for it to be launched. As of now, it is in pending state. Now it says it is running. So our EC2 instance has been launched, and you can check the details of our EC2 instance in this particular way. So select that particular instance for which you want to select the details. You want to check the details. Then you will be able to view the details on the bottom right. So over here in details, you can see that there is an instance ID that is associated with the new test web server instance that we created. There is public IPv4 address, which is also associated with our a new instance that we created, and the state is running. Now we can go to security and see that there is no AM role associated with it currently. Then there is this default security group which is being associated with our instance which is running currently. And these are the rules that are being present in this default security group. So if we go inside default security group, we can see that there are certain inbound rules and there are outbound rules. So inbound rules is allowing all the traffic that can access the REC2 instance, and there are certain outbound rules. So we'll cover more in depth about security groups in our another security groups video. So this is how you create an EC2 instance. And in order to stop the instance, you can click on instance state, and drop down you can select stop instance in order to stop this particular instance. And in order to clean up the resources, finally you can select this particular instance and you can terminate it in order to make sure that you are not charged for this particular instance. So we'll click on terminate so that the instance has been terminated successfully. So it says shutting down. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video and this was informative for you. We'll keep creating such AWS labs and projects videos in the future. So stay tuned, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye.